first poem I'd like to read is called Hyperbole. How does your light shine with blue gossamer in golden streaks, but slowly fades with shimmers into a purple dusk like petulant lips, poised on the horizon, then plunges into a deep dark nothingness? What secret do you conceal beneath that seemingly bottomless canyon, with no visible entryway, no plausible exit, only the ongoing, continuous motion of the waters, the waves, the winds, but no clue to your whereabouts? Is there a secret you can tell, an Olympian treasure you can share? What lies in those exalted moments when sun meets sea, a clash? Surrender to the inevitable destiny? Triumph or tribulation measured? But still the yawning moment persists, opens up, dissolves in you, beautiful light, infinite in nature, and scientific hyperbole. Rest for a short while, until the yawning sea opens its mouth and again slowly hurls you above the rotating earth. Lavender. Lavender is a color, a scent, an essence, a flower transforming the night, spreading seeds like stars. It creeps along, a Persian cat entering an Egyptian temple, chanting in otherworldly tones, wafting on clouds of incense. Lavender is sweet and moist like a mango just cut open, calming as chamomile tea, but rich as cloves and spice cakes. Golden rings with costly stones do not diminish its value. It astonishes like a silver moon rising in the depth of winter, an azure butterfly on the sunset horizon in summer, tiny feet streaking across a black sanded beach, teasing the waves. Lavender has no religion. It is a photograph coming into view, quietly and cleanly revealing itself with colored tendrils. It is a mist on the ocean, a low-lying fog in the morning hills, waking from a dream of mountains and spiritual teachers, wrapped in violet threads, a lighted candle illuminating the past. Thanks for the clappies, but why don't you just wait till I'm done? Okay, this is a little change of pace. It's called the shredder. Zzz, tick, 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 sounds above the barking of dogs and children's high voices as a shredder cuts and crumbles, minces and mashes, crushes and pulverizes to secure important information. My personal papers, my identity, those offers for credit cards, the things I wrote that I want no one from my family to read. Ah, those things go unsaid and unreported from now to forever. But how to obliterate them from my computer is another story. Anybody feel that way? Okay, this is called Unravel My Heart. As if pulling on a thread that unravels my heart, the long droning sound of the train whistle haunts me through the night, wanders through my dreams, and awakens me to the reality. You are gone. What explanation is needed? What is wanted? How can what once was no longer exist? What was once felt can no longer be touched. What was once animated no longer breathes. Why is this wrenching mystery a burden, a case to be solved, a puzzle to finish? Where are the lost pieces that linger so deeply in my conscious thought still? Yes, stillness is the medicine, the sucre that will blend this being of mine, glue it back together in some semblance of realness, cohesive, strong, indestructible. Yet the train comes again and again and again as it rolls through the countryside, saying, I have come to remind you, nudge you, the one who needs to remember. That night, before all was changed, became unreal, lost, unbearable, waiting for something, someone, some arbitrary word of hope, of love, of peace, of kindness, of sanctuary. This one's called Deep in Center. Water flowing over rocks, rippling, trickling, soothing beats. Bird flying out in sky, soaring, gliding, flickering wings. Leaves blowing with the wind, trembling, shimmering, wavering greens. Heart beating deep in center, gathering motion, color as one. For all you whitewater fans, raging rapids rumbling through smooth stones shaken by the roaring river's hungry cries, an avalanche of dark liquid teeming with life and death, hurtling through boulder barriers amid deeply carved walls. The river creates its life by its own endeavors to be, pulled by Earth's magic magnet through the land to the sea. And this one's a more mystical one. It's actually in my book. Tonight the moon is heavy, a celestial pregnancy, showering the rider in moonbeams to guide his mounted steed. Opportunity has opened the door, a crack in time, of hidden answers lying like a ball of unraveled twine. The image of the rider fills my dreams each night when the moon bears its offspring of love, power, and light. And this one comes from a very recent event that happened at the beginning of February, and it's called Incapacity. Still suffering from some of it, too. The grass was wet, my boots unzipped, I went hatless with hair in my eyes, pulling weeds here and there. My thoughts wandered aimlessly. My partner spoke to me, and I thought of many things besides the grass and the wet and my unzipped boots, and alas, my instability, my penchant for tripping unawares. My left foot stubbed a grassy mogul, then out my foot slipped from the boot, weeds flying up out of my hands like juggling so many oranges, in a feeble attempt not to drop them all suddenly. My body continued to fall as my arms stretched out, trying to land flat on that ground soft from the rain. But the ground was inclined, and I fell with right arm outstretched properly, but the left was bent and hit first on my hand as the bone crunched and tore. Searing pain went through me. Trouble was afoot. Yes, the trouble with not zipping my boots, and that aimless wandering of my mind, and that hair fallen in my eyes and seeing, leading me to a minor disaster, urgent care, x-rays, splint, sling, incapacity. A couple of no-name poems. When all the stars come out at night and people go to bed to sleep and dream, I have a vision of you in a soft gray robe, sitting by the window looking at the moon. It warms my heart to see you there, thinking your thoughts, looking peaceful. I never thought I'd meet someone like you, but there you are, tripping the light fantastic in your mind, and thinking about where the light goes after the stars go out. Here we are again, drinking tea. You with your bandana and leotards, me in my jeans folded at the bottom. We talk about children, dying parents, and a bank stealing people's money. You look at all the beautiful plants now, covering my yard. Remember how sad and forlorn it looked years ago when you dug weeds in the stones and planted garlic. How are we doing on time? Okay.
Come on. Oh, you got
Okay. This next one is a poem I wrote when I was in my late teens, actually. And it's one I'm going to be using in a book of poems I'm writing for children. It's called Wonder, which is kind of interesting, given the movie that's out and the book and so forth, of the same name. Sometimes at night I sit alone and watch the stars high in the sky. I begin to wonder how far is far, how big is big, how wide is wide. I sit alone, the moon shines brighter. The stars are still, except for twinkling. The clouds are gone. The air is clear. I wonder still, how near is near. I'm going to read a few poems. Here, this is not very good. I'm going to read a few poems from my book. But before I do that, I'd like to start with this one. It was something that I just dashed off once, in a group where there was a little seminar. And I looked at it and I said, I really like this, and I wanted to share it. When I thought of you, an angel came with wings close and sat by the water, as if wondering why I came by this place, looking, ever looking, for a glimpse of your essence, a fleeting breeze, a reflected image, a remembrance. This next poem is called Continuity, and it's a series of 6 haikus, which somehow fit together. I exist in life with tumultuous laughter, an unthinking fool. With their tiny minds, the people of this fair earth dissect my whole life. To place a value on living would be foolish, an insane man's dream. Listen to their thoughts and discover their real words, which cannot be heard. When you cease to know, then you will begin to learn the truths of this world. Now, begin to love, and you will find the answer within your own heart. In the silence. Sometime one reaches out for something that isn't there, yet encompasses everything. The sky and sea shiver, and the earth holds its breath. Its heart does not beat. In that split second, eternity shows its myriad faces in one. The creation pays homage, not with bells and timbre, but with a silence that stretches across forever. This one's called The Infinite Om. Like a sweet essence, an enchanting breeze of flowers strewn in prayerful devotion, are chanting voices, floating, mesmerizing pulses, drifting into evolving spaces, creating an illusionary feeling, a container of God's heart. In meditative repose we sit. Faintly ringing brass bowls linger in our quiet minds as those spaces implode, then evaporate in love, all voices mingling into one voice, and hearts beating in perfect tune with the eternal, infinite Om. This thing has a problem.
Can I help you with that, Shirley?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems to be slipping.
I have to walk down here. I think it's been too low the whole time, actually. That's great. Oops. Maybe not. You can just stand there with put your foot on it. Yeah. This one was, I wrote many years after the incident happened. My mother died when I was just turned 14. And this was a poem I wrote as a result of being by her bedside at that time. I hear voices out there, okay. And what is life? Mother's hand in my smaller one, my soul reached to touch her lying, now serenely in peace, to reach, somehow, the disappearing breath. My eyes drew away from her face to witness a golden haze appearing, shimmering, clearly visible, dancing lightly inches above her silent body. In that precious moment, my youthful mind connected to the infinite, and in so doing, I knew there was really no death, for this was a shining tribute to life.
2 minutes, Shirley?
What?
2 minutes?
Okay. I think I'll read this one. This seems appropriate. I wrote this in November '89 after the fall of the Berlin Wall. But since the wall is in a big thing in the news now, here it goes. This is about the old wall, though. A frantic rush as cloth met wire, caught and cut by tiny barbs, piercing hearts more than skin, chaining, caging human bodies, but not minds and souls, determined to fight through flight. Years passed like runners marking post, counted by processional guards, down and back across the 12-foot wall, a monument to those who died, true soldiers of the human mind. Cracks appear in the sleeping wall, not from time, but will. Uproarious voices chanting, freedom, now. Candles flickering in night marches. Floods of people circumventing borders, running the last mile in disbelief. Thick slabs crack and fall, dissolving into dust. The wall that held prisoner brothers, sisters, parents, aunts, uncles, grandfolk, cousins, and friends, now weeping with joy as arms embrace with a warmth that slept too long. Thank you.